Hello everyone, welcome to all on YouTube channel Agriculture and GK. Myself Shivangi, and today we are going to discuss about the most important MCQs of the food sciences, which is very important for your upcoming exam of the FSSCI. So let's start today's session. Before going to start the session, I want to share some information about the course which is for the FSSI assistant, FSSI CFSO and FSSCI technical officer exam. So now we give the 25% discount for all the courses. So by using coupon code get 25 FSSCI you can purchase this course. When you purchase this course you can find 6 to 7 ebook which cover the full syllabus. Other than this you found the one question bank and 10 full length mock test. So you can definitely find purchase this course to boost your preparation. Other than this, if you are not able to purchase this course, so you can purchase the mock test series on which we provide the 10% discount. Now by using the code you can find the 10% discount. The code is FSSA AI 10. Okay, so in test series you can find the 10 full length test which is based on the previous year question, and obviously most expected question is also available in this series. So it's very helpful for your preparation of exam. So you can definitely purchase this course. Okay, now come to the next information about the course is for the Tamil Nadu food safety officer exam course. So the course is available in only 999 rupees, and when you purchase this course you can find the full study material which includes 6 ebooks, one question bank. We provide the test series which is based on the exam pattern. YouTube class is also available in this course. So if you want to crack the exam, if you want to boost your preparation, so you can definitely purchase this course. Okay, so this is all information about the course. Now come to the point which is about the MCQs of the today's session. So first we start with the first question which is on our screen. Is the sweet curdling in pasteurized milk is occur due to? So option given is Bacillus cereus, Micrococcus, Clostridium, and none. So we all know that the sweet curdling in pasteurized milk is due to the Bacillus cereus. So option number 1 is right here. Okay, next question is black spot in cheese is due to? So if you talk about the black spot, so black spot in cheese is basically due to the Aspergillus niger. So here the option number 3 is right. Okay, next question is about the, as per the FSS Act, the sale of certain mixture is prohibited. Which of the following is included in this? Option given is condensed milk, water mixed milk, curd made from pasteurized milk, and the coffee and chicory blend. So according to the FSSA Act, we found that which will be the prohibited according to the FSSA Act. Okay, so here the option number 2 is correct. Why? Because the FSSA Act which is dealing with the prohibition and restriction on sale regulation 2011 is mainly prohibited various admixture like water mixed milk, okay, and cream which has not been prepared exclusively from milk or which contain less than 25% of milk fat is also prohibited. Ghee which added the vegetable fat is also prohibited. Other than this, the mixture of two more edible oil as a edible oil is also prohibited. And turmeric, if turmeric have contained any foreign substance, that turmeric is also prohibited for the sale. But here the most student is confused between the water mixed milk or the coffee and chicory blend. So coffee and chicory blend is permitted, but coffee with other blend is not permitted. Okay, so right option for this question is water mixed milk. Okay, next question is EIC is the certification body of India which ensure. So EIC is a certification body and it is dealing with what? Option given is a quality product exported within India, quality and safety of product imported outside India, and the safe product exported within India, and the quality and safety of the product exported from India. So right answer for this question is quality and safety of the product exported from India. That is option number 4. Okay, so EIC, which is also known as the Export Inspection Council, is the responsible for the quality and safety of the product which is exported from the India. Okay, basically here some additional information about the EIC. Like EIC is the set up by the section of the 3 Export Quality Control and Inspection Act 1963 to ensure the sound development of the export trade of India. So basically it is a very important that it is basically constituted due to the sound development of the export trade of India, that we export quality thing around the world. Okay, so other than this, EIC provides some certification which is some is mandatory, some is the voluntary. So the EIC provides mandatory certification for various food item, like for fish and fish product, for the dairy product, for the honey, egg product, meat and meat product, poultry and meat product, and the feed additive. Other than this, for the other product it is not provided the mandatory certificate, it provide the voluntary certificate. Okay, so this is other important question about this, because sometime it may be asked in the exam, like for what the voluntary certification is provided by the EIC, and for what the mandatory certification is provided by the EIC. So you know about what is the mandatory certification, and for which product EIC provide mandatory certification, and for which EIC provide the voluntary certification. Okay, next question is the primary function of spice board include. Option given is production and development of small and large cardamom, production and development of clove, production and development of cinnamon, and the production and development of star anise. So basically the primary function of spice board include the production and development of small and large cardamom. So right option for this question is option number 1. Okay, so basically spice board is responsible for the overall development of cardamom industry and export promotion of 52 spices which is listed on the Spice Board Act 1986. Okay, but the primary function of board include the development of the small and large cardamom, promotion of the small and large cardamom, and the develop regulation for, of the spices. Okay, next question is full form of the egg mark. So basically option given is Agriculture Mark, Agriculture Produce Grading and Marketing Act, Agriculture Certificate, and Agriculture Marketing Act. So right option for this question is Agriculture Mark. Okay, one more important thing which I want to add, that on which date the Spice Board was constituted. So basically Spice Board was constituted on the 26th February 1987 under the Spice Board Act 1986. But yes, so where when it is constituted, it's constituted in the 1987. Okay, and when was the Agmark is constituted? So Agmark is constituted under 1937. Okay, it is a certification mark which is employed on the agriculture product in the India. Okay, hope it's clear to you. Now come to the next question. As per the implementation of FSSS rule 2016, FBO are directed to use certain ingredient in their product as normal product. Okay, without claiming any health benefit. What do these include? Option given is Slavia hispania, Polypodium leucotomus, and Epiflamin and PABA. Okay, so right option for this question is option number 1, that is a Slavia hispania. Okay, why this? Because after the detailed research, FSSAI ensured that the certain ingredient and enzyme like artichoke, kale powder, Slava hispanica, cashew fruit, and kiwi fruit extract, and other enzyme like pectinase, xylanase are directed to be used in the production as a normal ingredient without claiming any health benefit. Okay, so right option for this question is option number 1, that is a Slava hispania. Okay, next question is agreement on technical barrier to trade applies to. Option is only food product, phytosanitary measures, sanitary measures, and all commodity, not just food. So right option for this question is option number 4, that is all commodities, not just food. Okay, so what is this agreement on technical barriers on trade? So basically all product which may be include industrial and agriculture products, it shall be subjected to the provision of this agreement, and the provision of this agreement to not apply to the sanitary and phytosanitary measure as defined in the annex A of the agreement on the application of the sanitary and phytosanitary measure. So this is think about the technical barrier to the trade. Basically technical trade barrier aim is to ensure the technical regulation, standard and conformity assessment producer and non-discriminatory, and do not create unnecessary obstacle to the trade. So TBT agreement strongly encourage member to base their measure on the international standard as a mean to facilitate trade. Okay, so TBT is basically was negotiated during the urgency round of multilateral trade negotiation, which is basically concluded in April 1994. Okay, so all the WTO members are the party of the TBT agreement, which entered into the force in 1995. Okay, so this is all about the additional information about the technical barrier to trade. Hope it's clear to you. Next question is about the Codex Alimentarius. So what is the Codex basically the Codex Alimentarius standard are used by. So Codex Alimentarius standard is used by what? So option given is government to protect consumer health and ensure fair practice in the food trade. Option 2, Codex member to protect consumer health and ensure fair practice in the food trade. Third question is member of the public to protect health and ensure fair practice in the food trade. So right option for this question is option number 2, that is the Codex member to protect consumer health and ensure fair practice in the food trade. Okay, so the standard Codex Alimentarius standard are used by the Codex member. Okay, so basically Codex is to, for the main objective of the Codex Alimentarius is to protect the consumer health and ensure the practice of the fair practice of the food trade. So basically the other major objectives include like it promote the sound regulatory framework, it promote the widest and consistent application of the scientific principle and a risk analysis. It promote the maximum membership and participation, and promoting maximum application of the Codex standard. Basically the Codex Alimentarius Commission has 189 Codex member and made up of 188 member countries and one member organization. So one member organization is the European Union. Okay, India became a member of Codex Alimentarius in 1964. Okay, so total Codex member is what? Total Codex member is 189, in which one member is the organization member, which is the European Union. Okay, and Codex Alimentarius is the international food standard body, which is the joint initiative of the FAO and WHO. Okay, so I think it's clear to you what is the Codex and other related information about the Codex. Okay, so now come to the next, which is the other question, which is the meat is defined as. So if you talk about the meat, what is the meat? So option given is dried meat, processed meat, flesh and other edible part of the carcass, and cured meat. So given from the option given below, which we call the meat. So basically meat is nothing but the flesh and other edible part of the carcass. Okay, so option number 3 is right here. Okay, meat is the flesh and other edible part of the carcass. Okay, what is the carcass means? So carcass is the dead body or any part thereof, including the viscera of any animal which has been slaughtered. Okay, hope it's clear to you. Now come to the next question. The full form of NPOP. What is the full NPOP, and what is the full form of NPOP? So basically NPOP is option given is National Program for Organic Processing, National Program for Organic Product, National Program for Organic Production, and a Nodal Program for Organic Production. So the and full form of NPOP is the National Program for Organic Production. Option number 3 is right here. So the NPOP, which is the National Program for the Organic Production, is a program under the Government of India which provide standard for organic production system, criteria and procedure for the licensing and certification bodies. Okay, so this is the NPOP, and this is the full form, like National Program for Organic Production is the full form of NPOP. Okay. Next question is the vertical issue of FSSA Act includes. So what is the vertical issue and what is included in the FSSA Act of the vertical standard? Okay, option given is functional food, food additives, water, flavored water and beverage, and fourth is genetically modified organism and food. So vertical issue of FSSA Act include the water, flavored water and the beverage. Okay, so what is the basically vertical issue and the horizontal issue? So this is the food analysis method according to the FSSA Act 2006. Okay, so in the vertical issue there is a various category of the food, like the sweet, confectionery, sugar and honey, milk and milk product are come under the vertical issue. Water, flavored water and beverage, alcoholic and non-alcoholic is also come under the vertical issue. Oil and fats is also come under the vertical issue. Fruits and vegetable and their product, like dried fruit, nuts, salt, spices and condiments is also come under the vertical issue. Cereal, pulses, legumes and their product, fish and fishery product, meat and meat product, and the fortified and enriched food is all come under the vertical issue. But the in horizontal issue, like food additives, flavoring, processing aids and material in contact with the food, pesticide, genetically modified organism, functional food, biological hazard, contamination in the food chain, labeling and claim, and the method of sampling and analysis is also these all come under the horizontal issues. Okay, so hope it's clear to you. So in option given below, like functional food, food additives and the genetically modified organism and the food is come under the horizontal issue, but the water, flavored water and the beverage come under the vertical issue. So hope it's clear to you. Now come to the next question, which is the Marine Product Export Development Authority is a statutory body functioning under the Department of. Option given is social science, art, science and commerce. So right option for this question is commerce. So MPDA is the statutory body that is functioning under the Department of Commerce. Okay, next question is next question is what of the following are included in the specific requirement for the labeling of alcoholic beverage? Option given is health claim, alcohol content declaration, nutritional fact and a nutritional information. So alcohol content declaration is the right option for this question, like it is a requirement for the labeling of alcoholic beverage. One more information I want to add in the Marine Product Export Development Authority. So when it was constituted, so basically MPDA is established in 1972 under the Marine Product Export Development Authority Act 1972, and its headquarter in the Kochi, Kerala. Okay, so this is the additional information about the Marine Product Export Development Authority. Now come to the next question, which is about the one second. Yes, meat food product order 1973 was promoted under the act. So option given is the Right to Food Act, Essential Service Maintenance Act, Essential Commodity Act 1955 and the Consumer Protection Act 1986. So in what category meat food product order 1973 was promoted? So Right option for this question is Essential Commodity Act 1955. So it is promoted under the Essential Commodity Act 1955. Okay. Next question is the committee that evaluate food additive contaminants, naturally occurring toxicant and residue of veterinary drug in food is called as. Option given is GECFA, MRA, GEMRA and GMPR. So the committee which evaluate the food additive is known as the GECFA. Okay. So basically GECFA is evaluate more than 2500 food additives which is approximately contain 40 contaminants and naturally occurring toxicant. Okay. So basically GECFA is stand for the Joint FAO WHO Expert Committee on the Food Additives. Okay. For food additive contaminants and naturally occurring toxicant, the committee is to elaborate principle for evaluating their safety. It conduct toxicological evaluation and establish expected daily intake or tolerable intake. Okay. So what is the MRA? Basically MRA is nothing but the microbiological risk assessment. So it is a new tool in managing and controlling microbiological hazard in a food with the objective to reducing the foodborne disease and facilitating the food trade. Okay. What is the GMRA? So basically GMRA is a basically joint FAO WHO expert meeting on the microbiological risk assessment. It is an international scientific expert group that is administered jointly by the FAO and the WHO to provide scientific advice on the microbiological hazard. And like this, what is the GMRA? So basically GMRA is nothing but it is also for the basically for the pesticide joint meeting for the pesticides. So it deal with the pesticide assessment related thing, that how we can tackle for the pesticide. Okay. Next question is about which of the following are the types of certification granted by the EIC for various products like fish, dairy, meat, poultry is. So option given is optional, non-binding, essential and the voluntary. So as I discussed earlier that for the fish, dairy, meat, poultry, it is EIC certification is essential. Okay. So right option for this is option number 3rd. Okay. Next question is International Organization for Standardization is option number 1, a governmental organization, a national organization, a non-governmental organization and the dependent on government. So it is a non-governmental organization. So option number 3 is right here. Okay. International Organization for Standardization is basically the independent non-governmental organization, and ISO is an international standard setting organization made up of the representative from various national standard bodies, and the member of ISO or the standard organization of the 165 member countries. Okay. So this is about the ISO. Okay. Next question is about the EPIDA has its headquarter at. So option given is New Delhi, Hyderabad, Chennai and Kochi. So EPIDA has its headquarter at New Delhi, and the EPIDA is basically the act which is for the EPIDA is passed by the parliament in December 1985, and the act come under the effect on the 1986. Okay. So firstly it include 8 states like Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Kerala, Nagaland, Tamil Nadu, Assam and Karnataka for the action plan. Okay. So this is the some additional information about the EPIDA. Next thing about the according to FSSA Act, the full form of COA. So basically option given is certificate of approval, certificate of authority, certificate of analysis and the certificate of assessment. So according to the FSSA Act, the full form of COA is the certification of analysis. So option number 3 is right here. COA stand for the certificate of analysis. So basically certificate of analysis is nothing but a document that manufacturer produce that verify the product they manufacture conform of their customer requirement, and it is important for the customer to know that the product they are receiving adhere to their specific parameter and the target, and to ensure that it meet their needs. Okay. Now come to the next question. Mm, Next question is HACCP defined as a codex. So option given is identify and evaluate the hazard, identify and control hazard, identify, evaluate and control hazard, and identify and control hazard after verification. So HACCP defined as codex to identify, evaluate and control the hazard. So option number 3 is right here. Okay. uh, Next question is risk assessment, risk management and risk communication are part of. Option given is hazard analysis, risk analysis, control of non-conformance and the preventive action. So risk assessment, risk management and the risk communication are the part of the risk analysis. So option number 2 is right here. Okay, hope it's clear to you. Next question, the efficacy of HACCP system rely on. So the efficacy of HACCP system is rely on the management and the employee. So option number 3 is right here. Okay. Next question is risk assessment comprises of. Option given is hazard identification, hazard characterization, risk characterization and all of the above. So risk assessment include the hazard identification, hazard characterization and the risk characterization. In the previous lecture which I taken in the GMR, GMPR and the risk assessment, in that session I discuss deeply on the risk assessment and their stages. So if you are not to attend that lecture, so you can definitely attend the lecture, so you can clear about all the thing, what is the risk assessment, what is the hazard identification and what is the hazard characterization. So right option for this question is option number 4, that is all of the above, because the risk assessment comprises hazard identification, hazard characterization and the risk characterization. Okay. Next question is which of these is true? Option given is critical control point need to be monitored, critical limit is set for CCP to keep in check, corrective action to be taken at the time of non-conformance and all of the above. So basically if you're talking about the CCP, so these all terms come under the HACCP procedure. We all know that HACCP has 7 principles. In that the critical control point need to be monitored is also given, and the critical limit set for the CCP is also given, and the corrective action is also taken, which comes under the HACCP principle. So all the point which is given in the question is valid. So option number 4 is correct here. Okay. Next question is record help maintain. Option given deviation in the process, nutritional information, control chart and the CCP critical limit list. So option given is the first option, which is deviation in the process, is correct. Next question, yes, which of these is a prerequisite program? Option given is validation, GMP and GHP, Codex and FSSAI. So basically GMP and GHP is the prerequisite program before when we implement the HACCP, because without implementing the GMP and GHP we cannot jump on the HACCP. So these GMP and GHP comes under the prerequisite program. Okay. Other question is in food factory the ISO 22000 is for. So basically in a food factory the ISO 22000 is for the managing the food safety. So option number 2 is correct here. Okay. ISO 22000 is for the what? For the management of the food safety. Okay. Next question is ISO stand for. So basically ISO is stand for the International Organization for the Standard. So option number 3 is right here. Next question is the National Codex Contact Point, which is known as the NCCP in for India is at. So NCCP, what is the full form of NCCP? So NCCP stand for the National Codex Contact Point for India is at. So basically is it at the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and the NCCP stand for the National Codex Contact Point. Okay, so hope it's clear to you. Next thing is about the safety protective gear to wear during entry into manufacturing is a part of. So when we wear a safety protective gear like the gloves, mask, and the other safety protective gear, so it comes under what category? Option given is CCP, GMP, GAP, and FIFO. So it's come under the GMP. GMP means good manufacturing practices. Okay. Next question is vehicle inspection during transportation is too. So when we do the vehicle inspection during transportation, so what is the benefit of the vehicle inspection? Option given is reduce hazard risk, avoid contamination, safety of the product, and all of these. So when we do the vehicle inspection, we ensure that we reduce the hazard risk, we avoid contamination, when we ensure the safety of the product. So option number 4 is right here. Okay. So option number 4 is right here, and the option number 2 is like GMP is correct for the earlier question. Next question is, in Codex how many general subject committee are there? Option given is 10, 5, 6, and 20. So in Codex general subject committee is 6. So option number 3 is right here. Okay, next is the validation of a process is to be done after interval of. So validation process is to be done after the 3 months. So option number 2 is right here, which is 3 months. Okay. Next question is, in Codex horizontal committee is also called. So if we talk about the horizontal committee, so in term of Codex, horizontal committee is also known as, option given is vertical committee, quality check, FSM, and general subject committee. So the horizontal committee is also known as the general subject committee. So option number 4 is right here. Next question is traceability of good done with help of. So option given is numbering of the product, batch code, barcode system and batch code record, and the document record. So the traceability of the good done with the help of barcode system and batch code record. So option number 3 is right here, because due to barcode we can assess all the detail about the goods. Okay. Next question is about the corrective action is what? So corrective action is what? Option given is monitoring indicate a deviation from a critical limit, monitoring indicate a deviation in process of raw material, and the monitoring indicate a shift in production quality. So corrective action is what? So corrective action is monitoring indicates a deviation from a critical limit. So option number 1 is correct here. Next thing is about what is the preventive action. So basically preventive action, option given is monitoring indicate a deviation from critical limit, monitoring indicates a deviation in a process of raw material or determination of the cause of potential non-conformities. So preventive action is for the determination of cause of the potential non-conformities. So preventive action is for the potential non-conformities, and the corrective action is for the monitoring that indicate the deviation in the critical limit. Okay. Next question is CAPA applied in. Option given is GHP, ISO 9001, GMP, none of the above. So CAPA is applied for the ISO 9001. So option number 2 is right here. ISO now 9001 has how many clauses? So basically ISO 9001 has the 8 clauses. So option number 4 is right here. Okay. Next question is about which of these is corrective action for food recall for unsafe food product. Option given is destroying of the product, replacing of the product, altering of the product, and all of the above. So basically all these are come under the corrective action for the food recall for the unsafe food. So option number 4 is right here. In this we may destroy the product, replace the product, and altering the product. Okay. Next question is what of these is class 1 recall. Option given is hazard that cause serious health consequences are that affect food will not or not likely to cause adverse health consequences, probability of the adverse health consequences from eating the food, and the next option, that is all of the above. So basically the class 1 recall is for the hazard that cause serious health consequences or the death effect. So option number 1 is right here. Next question is BIS is mostly used for. So basically BIS is mostly used for the product specific standard. So option number 1 is correct here. Next question is safety precaution and environmental safety guideline is given under ISO 9001, ISO 14001, ISO 18000, and ISO 23000. So basically the safety precaution and environmental safety is given under the ISO 14001. So option number 2 is correct here. Okay. Next question is protocol for recall is given in. So when you talk about the recall, so which is ISO is deal with the protocol for the recall. So ISO 22000, which is for the food safety management, is deal with the protocol for recall. So option number 1 is right here. Next question is non-conformance of product analyzed by. So non-conformance of product is basically analyzed by the control chart, Pareto chart, affinity diagram, and all of the above. So option number 4 is correct here. Okay. Next question is most of the foodborne outbreak associated with the consumption of soft cheese has been reported due to. Option given is Yersinia enterocolita, Listeria monocytogenes, Staphylococcus aureus, and Pseudomonas. So right option for this question is option number 2, that is Listeria monocytogenes. So basically foodborne outbreak due to consumption of soft cheese is due to the Listeria monocytogenes. Okay. Next question is the permitted preservative of ghee is. Option given is BHA, potassium sorbate, nicotine, and hydrogen peroxide. So as we all know that ghee is the fat and the BHA is the antioxidant. So right option for this question is BHA, that is option number 1, because it prevents the rancidity of the ghee in the storage. Okay, so this is the all about the today MCQ. Hope you like the session. If you like the session, please make sure that you subscribe our channel, like the video, and share with your friends. Thank you for listening us.